So we need to put this down. Oh yeah, I'm in front of my house. I mean, it's not my house, it's my friend's house, but look how pretty it is. Flags and everything. Oh yeah, I also changed an outfit. Okay, we need to speak to Sid. No, that's not the main quest. Let's not do the side quest. We need to go here. Let's go over there. So, everything is very quiet here right now. Where did we left off? We saved Alamigo. Yes. We saw Astenian. I remember that vividly. We saw the good boy. Liz is finally not a part of our group anymore. I am kind of happy about that. What else? I think that's kind of the gist of it, isn't it? I think it is. You know how like 5 seconds ago I said we got rid of Liz? Never mind, I'll take that back. I'll take it back. It's okay, we did not get rid of Liz. In fact, she's still here.
Come to see how we're getting on? We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here.
It's not you, honey. It's not you.
Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
What delay do you mean?
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion.
What do you mean? Maybe just F4 the page? F5?
For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches.
What message do you mean? I'm confused right now. What exactly do you mean?
The reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
I'm confused. What message is coming late? What delay? Is my voice delayed? What exactly is the delay? It does seem okay on stream. Oh, you mean your message, like, this is not a 1-to-1 live stream. There is a slight delay. The delay is usually like 2 to 5 seconds. That depends on Twitch. But like, that was always the case. I certainly do not have like a one-on-one thing. Maybe just refresh the page, and it should probably be, because like we had those lags, sometimes that's why the delay is getting further behind. Refresh the page and that should make them pop up a bit faster. You confuse me so much. I felt like my voice is delayed to the picture, or that is delayed. You can't just say there's a delay and then just expect me not freaking out.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Don't, it's a Sunday. Please. You can't just say something like that and expect everything being okay.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. Now, don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me?
Where do you want to go? Am I getting poisoned again? Like, you know, didn't occur just once. That's all I'm saying.
I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure? After all, we were adventurous before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating Al Amigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots?
What is our roots?
So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Do we... Who is he again? My memory is so foggy. Did we do something before? At least Alphino is coming with us. It's okay. You know, I'm okay with Alphino being with us. Alright then, let's go and find Master Level here. Actually, leave that to me. I want you fresh for a little adventure. Wait for us by the Ether Ride and we'll be along shortly. See you there. I know that he helped us fight, but like, where do I know him before that? I already asked the same question the last time we saw him, my god. He wasn't with us on the dragon thingy, because that was the woman who is Shiva but isn't and died, I think. It's been a long time we played that part. Okay? I don't remember him! What exactly did he do that he knows us all so well? I'm so confused. Look, it's the fire with the name again. I will never forget that. Let's go on an adventure! That's all I remember because he was in last stream, but I don't know anything before last stream. Greetings, Nyx. It would seem we are to accompany Arenvald on some manner of escapade. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Allow me to explain. It will be something of a history lesson, but I'll try to be brief. No snoring, if you please. Now, the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Al Amigo was still a monarchy and Theodoric sat at the throne. Uniquely brutal, despair, by all accounts. There he was. The King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined, and this dispute with the monks of the Fist ended with Vargo's Reach being burned to the ground. In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspired to steal his crown, and so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. The wealth of the poor thoughts he put to death become the property of the king, and it's said that these royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus was born the legend of the Mad King's Trove. I believe I see the direction our adventure is to take. I assume you have a mind to unearth his hidden bounty? You seem... I'm going on a treasure hunt now. And would I also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known? Others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course you won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Al Amigo's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after some scouring every room from dawn till dusk, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold was drained away as quickly as it had come. The legend of Mad King's Trove remains simply that, a legend. Why are we drinking coffee this late? That would be a better question, wouldn't it? But I see you have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would I be? Imagine the three of us delving into a decades-old mystery. Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart racing. No, it doesn't. It really does not. No, honey. Honey, no. I got an emote out of that. You have learned the emote box. Okay. The news of Doma and Almigo's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the Empire. I hear the imperial province of Dalmasca has already risen up in rebellion. Which means the Garleans must surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Arenvald, have we any clues to where we might begin our search? Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't like to get us anywhere, so we'll probably need to ask around. Would that be another way of saying no? Well, yes. I see. In that case, I shall pay a visit to allied archivists and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Garleans are meticulous about such things. If they uncover this... I can't read today. No, it's dependent on that it's 4 PM. Nearly. The Garleans are meticulous about such things. If they uncover the trove during their occupations, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as... What is up today? Reading comprehension. F. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as palace servants and officials in Theodoric's day. Given that they would have been at least 20 at the time, you will be looking for people who have seen 40 summers or more. Anything they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful, to be sure to listen. Arenvald, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks while Nyx makes the rounds in the Alamegan quarters. And there I was thinking I was the party leader. Not that I mind, of course. Let's be about it, huh? We can meet afterwards at Gilbert's Gate. Thank you, Legend. I think every help is too late. At least to die. I need to go all the way over there, okay. We can do that. Let's get on to our Dogo. No, that way. Okay, I can still not fly in this area. That's slightly annoying and an inconvenience of mine. But it's okay. I did collect, if you want to see, travel, if occurrence. Hello. I did collect all of the green thingies. I need to do the quest markies. Need to do the stupid questies. So. Gonna do them soonish. But I guess let's just walk there. Or like walk, like let my wolf do the walking while I am on it. You know what I mean! Words are very hard today. Today is not a good talking day. As long as I can talk tomorrow, everything's okay. Maybe it's good today is the not being able to say a single word day. Can we just swim here? We'll just go over like... Honey! I'm pretty sure I'm not in the water. Like, excuse me. Excuse me. My leg is in the ground. I beg your pardon. It's you, Ari. Usually I can talk, but today somehow reading, talking, everything hard. Probably my brain is just all mushy from all the useless shit I have to remember. It's a nice weather for a swim, but I don't want to go swimming. I actually hate swimming. I am not the biggest fan of water, you know? Like, not in a, I don't like to go showering, like that's okay, but like, if there's like a big part of water somewhere, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Yesterday, the world was like ending 3 different times. Like all of the funniest thing is, literally outside, it just started pouring. Out of nowhere, just pouring madly. Can I go in here? How do I get in there? And I was like looking outside because it was just like pouring against my window very hardly, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I was like looking outside, and I don't know where I'm going. I just want to go in here somehow. So I was like looking outside to see what is going on. Where is the door to get in? Also not finishing my story, and while I was looking outside, there was one person, shit you not, that person that gives 0 fucks about his life, because he was just like walking calmly on the road in his t-shirt and shorts, and I was like, sir, are you okay? Do you need help? Do you need assistance? I don't know, it just started like pouring cats and dogs, and you just there? Funniest thing. Yeah, it's the same here. How the fuck am I getting in? Let me in! Is it you? Is it you I have to talk to? Yes, thank you. Usually it's not, like people are like not the biggest rain fans. So at least they like not just calmly walk in the biggest pouring rain I saw in ages. That shit must have hurt. I was just laughing while I was inside, petting my cat at my window. It was amazing. You want to hear an old man's story, do you? Well, most of what I know of the Mad King is common knowledge. We'd only see his royal majesty when he died to attend the execution he'd ordered. And after a while, even watching his enemies die wasn't enough to coax him out of hiding. And they say he started seeing assassins in every shadow, and wouldn't set foot outside the palace walls. I was offered work there as a royal servant once. The mere thought of it left me in a cold sweat. So, you are not helpful, is what you're telling me. Okay, that one's probably up there. I mean, same here. It's not about the way they were dressed. It's just about how less they cared about everything around them happening. Like, the world was ending outside. In the palace? No, mommy lies. Surely you heard stories of the Mad King. He used to hold public executions up in the divine audience. Anyone, and I mean anyone, suspected of conspiring against the crown was flung from the top of those steps. Suffice it to say that I stayed as far away from the palace as possible. The music just died. Okay, there it is. I was like, music? Hello? Do you want to maybe come back and be present? Or are we just gonna have a silent game now? Okay, where exactly? This is not... I can't go through there. Oh, no, sir. If it's just gonna, I can't. Why do you love it by raking it if it's just gonna live down the street? Okay, I don't understand you, sir. How am I getting there? From over here? I am... maybe? I need to... yes. I need to, yes. This is exactly what I need to do. 100%. Somewhere here. Hello? Over there. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I said at the pleasure of King... I did read that correctly. I thought for a second I didn't read the word correctly. I did read the word correctly. I said at the pleasure of King Theodoric, and lived to tell the tale. One of the palace guards I was. Truth be told, it was a dark chapter in my life, one I'd sooner forgot. Hardly a night went by when we didn't hear blood-curdling screams echoing from the inner chambers, which of course we were under orders to ignore. So we stand still as statues, trying not to imagine what horrors were unfolding within. If you're husband on finding out what happened in the palace, head down the street here and ask old Arenvald. He was the king's head scribe. I do not like coffee. Also, coffee is not helping me. Yeah, I mean, no. Are we not men, do we? Wait, I want to see what he's saying. Say it again. Are we not men? I dare you, say your sentence again. What do you see the shadows? I go away. I come there. I go away. I come back. I go away. I come back. Say your sentence, sir! Are we not men? I want to know what the rest of that sentence is. Okay, wait. Let's go back. Let's go back. Are we not men? Do we not bleed? Do we not deserve to be free? Are you not a man? I'm confused about your answer. I don't want to assume your gender. But... okay, whatever. Before I got cancelled here. Where is the dude we have to talk to? Here. Arenvald. Mr. Hatscribe. Hello. Yeah, that's not coffee, Sasha. If there is no coffee in it, it's not coffee. I like the gingerbread one. Because it tastes like... it's milk that tastes like gingerbread. It's not coffee. You just explicitly have to tell them, hey, don't put coffee in there. You know? It is still not coffee. Nothing of it in there is coffee. It's milk that tastes like gingerbread. Yes, I'm Arenvald. What do you want with me? Huh. You would have me dredge up some decidedly unsavory memories. Yet if our amigo is to move forward, we must need acknowledge the misdeed of the past. Very well. I shall tell you what I remember. I take it you know of Theodoric's paranoia and the public executions of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days, the king's fevered mind settled up on an even grislier method of disposal, which only a chosen few were unfortunate enough to witness. His Majesty ordered the court dramaturge to unleash a wild curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspect. The resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Oh, are they still living there? Am I gonna fight them now? Even now, my sleep is troubled by nightmares. If others of Theodoric's blood were prone to share his madness, then mayhap it is a kindness that the monarchy ended up with him. Honey, you slept 1 day for less than 8 hours. Sweetie, honey, baby boy. This is not being sleep deprived. This is being like having 1 day where you're not sleeping well enough. We have to go back left? Yes. To the left, to the right. There he is. Oh, it's Alfino. Hi. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we learned? Sweetie, do you want to discuss about having bad sleep? And it being not easy to get out of bed at 6 AM? Do we want to start this discussion with someone who probably didn't have a good night's sleep ever since they turned like 18? Do you want to start this discussion over one night where you didn't sleep well enough? Over 10 years? Just asking into the room, you know? You know? Allow me to begin. As promised, I scored the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures, and found precisely none. It is just possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the trove's discovery, hoping to enrich himself. I find it rather unlikely that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist, that the Imperials somehow overlooked her. But what of you, Nyx? Were you investigating any more fruitful? Turn into monsters? And what could he mean by this? Darkness beneath the palace. What do you think he means by this, Alfino? Honey, sunshine, please. I met an old man in Alagiri who spoke of the palace subterranean prison, but he said not of cursed abominations. The Imperial archives are also silent on the subject of fiends inside the place guard. Could this scribe fellow have been spinning her a yarn, do you think? Did you believe him, Nyx? His fears seem genuine. Genuine? 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 A weird word. If he was afraid, that does lend credence to the tale, though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Do not be so hasty, Arenvald. Arenvald's anecdote may very well have told us where the trove was hidden. But ere I share my theory, there is a matter I would clarify. Arenvald, you spoke of light-hearted adventure, but I sense a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Gaulian blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Almega mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my brow and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was emerging third eye, like the kind you see in pure-blood Gaulians. My mother did not care for his taunting reminder of my heritage and took up a knife. That turned dark all of a sudden? Okay. Sure. Okay. In the end, she turned me out into the street, and I was left to haunt the alloys of Almega, feral child who got what he needed through begging, cunning, or worse. Ah, yeah, I don't remember Realm Reborn, okay? It's totally fine I forgot him, when he was part of the science. That's fair. I don't remember anything from that. The best I can say about the years that followed is that I survived, but I hated the animal I'd become. Eventually, I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring. The road led me into the company of the Scions. I'll tell you this so that you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel and ordinary folk to a measly crust of bread. With Theodoric's gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Can we just not discuss this? Oh, thank you, Arenvald, and I apologize. That I cannot have been pleasant to recall. I felt it best to be clear in our intentions. Well, Nyx, are you content to surrender a treasure to Arenvald's noble cause and claim the thrill of adventure as your reward? Then I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's throne. If you're a minor to hear it, let's discuss this right in front of the street, where probably 50,000 other people can hear us. What do I want? Healing, aiming, slaying, fending. Standing.